When it comes to the theoretical framework that was used, this paper used the field theory and the normalization process theory. So Pierre Bourdieu's field theory discusses social spaces, which are also known as fields in society, where agents interact with their organizations. Each field, whether it be economical, political, cultural, artistic, sports, or religious, all involve rules and principles on how action and cooperation should occur. So this specific research applied Bourdieu's theory through its consideration of the journalism profession as a field. Bourdieu argues that the fields are occupied by incumbents who are shareholders that aim to maintain the identity of the field, and there are also insurgents who have wishes to change the field with their newly increased responsibility. So for this study, aspiring journalists or students can be viewed as the insurgents because through their degrees and internship experience and through their society volunteering, they become active representatives of journalists that offer fresh insight as to the notion of journalism and the skills needed. Also, in terms of Pierre Bourdieu's field theory, there is a concept called habitus, which examines the set of feelings and behaviors and practices that are shaped into an individual as a result of the specific environment that is surrounding them. So again, students become operational members of the journalism field through their enrollment in educational institution. This study referred to students as habitus formed based on the department that they are registered in specifically. So journalism and digital media students are important because through their combination of both traditional and new media, they offer fresh perspective on journalism, and their work aspirations and goals might differ. Doxa is another concept in the field theory which tackles the basic beliefs and values ingrained in a field participant. These are sets of norms, such as ethical standards and newsworthiness in journalism. So for the purpose of this study, the doxa may include the guidelines, for example, of students regarding journalism that might not be explicitly discussed in the classroom. Instead, these are viewpoints students have established based on their experience and prior knowledge of entering the field. The second theory is the normalization process theory, which focuses on actions that individuals or groups perform during complex interventions that turn into everyday practice. So this basically means when specific interventions become embedded into routine practices that they disappear, or in other words, become normalized. So nowadays, digitizing content is the new norm. The normalization theory is concerned with what work or what activities actors actually execute in order to enable this normalization or this routinization. And there are four components. There is coherence, which means the sense-making work that people do to implement a set of practices. The cognitive participation, which revolves around the encouragement of people within the field. Collective action, which means the work participants in a field undergo that enable an intervention, and reflexive monitoring, which involves certain work done to evaluate and recognize the ways in which new sets of practices affect individuals and those around them. So all of these components of this theory helped assess the characteristics that students offered in their observation of journalism, on what basis students define journalism, and how this relates to the practices that they believe are necessary in executing such work was important. Students are a central factor in the field of journalism. They offer renewed insight on the subject and will act as leaders when they enter the field. They are not only future journalists, they are current actors in the field, because as we know, some pursue journalism before actually formally graduating. Others engage in journalistic work through their extracurricular activities, internships, and volunteering. So this justifies that students are an integral part of the equation when discussing work practices and journalism evolution.